Hey everybody, Radamon here. Thanks for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included. So, picking up where we left off, I am actually going to put the Observatory on a bit of a hiatus. So this is because there are other pressing issues here, and other things I would like to attend to, and I will get back to the Observatory after. So, first thing, I definitely want to solve this gas pump problem. So I don't want to have to use steel for the gas pump. So I'm going to use gold amalgam. And then as an Thermo Sensor, I'm going to use lead. This should not be an issue when we fix this. So let's get this hydrogen setup fixed. One of the things I'm going to do is to make sure that... well, to be honest, I'm going to break everything in here. Let's do this construction project as a 9. And a 9 up here as well. And then it's going to look something like this. Let's get ladders in. Well, we already have ladders a bit. But let's get some more ladders in like this. And we're going to run our... I'll just do all 9. We're going to run... new cables and all that, and get that set up. Another thing I wanted to note or to fix is right now our electrolyzer is going to run out of water. And that is a serious issue, and I need to fix this issue. So, here's the plan I had for that. I'm going to run a water bridge. So, I'm planning on tapping into this free water here. Tapping into this water here so that we could feed our electrolyzer rather than to use the water that we have in our water supply. It doesn't really matter the temperature of the water that we feed the electrolyzers, because I do believe it like neutralizes the temperature. So I'm planning on running insulated pipe, and I'm purposely making it a sandstone here. I just want to make that clear, because igneous, we have a somewhat limited supply of igneous. So running water from this aquifer, or from this steam geyser, down to our supply, like that. And that should make sure that our electrolyzers stay on. And that is another side project I'm going to do. And let's run power out here as well. Cool. So this project will be a 7. And this project, let's say a 6. This is a little less important. There's a lot of stuff I want to fix about this station here. So I'm going to start to break down what I've built. I know, as crazy as that sounds, I want to break it down. Because I'm going to be significantly changing the layout here. I don't like how it's laid out, and I'm going to fix that. So let's see about this project. Alright, so breaking through these walls and building a ton of liquid pipes. Now it would be better if this was igneous, but my worry is I just have a very limited supply of igneous. And if I only use igneous pipes everywhere, and plus this water is not that hot. I mean, it's hot, but you know, it's not scorching or anything like that. And I'm tapping into the same conductive wire that we were using for this pump. So, pretty similar. Alright, that is coming underway. Another thing I wanted to do is to replace all of the old school liquid locks I have here with petroleum and oil ones, which is going to be a very, very, very difficult thing to do. I'm going to have to figure out how to engineer that. But one of the things I wanted to do is this. And I'm going to set this to 9. I'm going to remove the geyser from the ranch, because the geyser's producing heat, and it's just been super annoying to have to deal with that heat. So let's not. Let's just separate the two out. I don't know why I didn't build it like that. I think it was just like a cool concept to have it the way I have it. But I'm going to be moving this gas pump down here, and then not dealing with having to constantly fuss with the temperature of this ranch. Instead, totally separating it out from the geyser so that the geyser doesn't drive temperatures up constantly. Is there anything behind here? Alright, no. There's no power. Oops. Or plumbing or anything. Nope. 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 Okay. Let's break that down. And that means that eventually we can remove the Wheezeworts from this ranch, and it won't be much of an issue. Now, as far as replacing the locks, I think what I'll do, this will have to be done carefully. I'll do that in a minute. But I want to replace the locks because of evaporation and the low density that we have of the liquid. I'm worried about the locks failing. I think it's pretty reasonable to put... Oh, Bryce. I'm sorry, dude. I think it's pretty reasonable to put... to change it so that... You know, it's petroleum and oil, which won't hiccup. It's going to be very, very annoying to fix, though. But that's okay. All right, one project at a time. So the first project here is going to be moving the gas pump so that our hydrogen is hidden. So let's do this. We need an Atmos sensor. I'll make that a lead, and I'll put it here, and an AND gate. Make that out of lead too. Oops. Make that out of lead as well. And then automation wire. The AND gate goes to the pump. And then eventually maybe a mechanized door that does, you know, that fixes sort of the temperature issue like we have here. And in fact, I'm going to add in a mechanized door here for that purpose. Like that. Alright, so how's the water project here is not yet done. Yeah, we have a lot of projects in all set up. Which is, I think all of them are a little bit more emergency than getting our observatory, which is nice to have, but not an emergency. Because having no electrolyzers would be very, very bad. Okay, what is everyone currently working on? 6. Okay, so I think they're still working over here. Poor little base, getting shredded. Okay, we are going to get a little scalding because this water is very hot. But once we're done, we're done. We don't really have to go back in here. And this looks good. So we're almost done with this project. Let's check the plumbing ways. The plumbing line runs through the base and dumps right out into our reservoirs. Perfect. Power is fully running. And as soon as the pump is built, we're done. Okay, cool. I'm going to also put a sweep 6 here. And then I'm going to add some additional coal storage so that we can store the coal that I just mined up. Okay, so that's all the gold amalgam delivered for the liquid pump. And we should have the liquid pump built any moment now. So that will help the lack of water for our electrolysis process. And then we'll shift focus over here to the hydrogen. And then once that's done, we'll shift focus to the ranch. I'm a little like, ugh, I don't want to tackle the ranch, but I will. Okay, Bryce has a little bit of stress because he's sunburned. There's no cure for sunburn. Just wait it out, really. So that's what he's going to be doing. Alright, is my plumbing project done? It is. We are now sending... Let's just make sure... I don't really see a buildup of heat around here, so I think it's working. So then, at this point, we're going to go ahead and put in a manual airlock here, just to keep the heat out from the geyser. Although we already have wheeze-warts here because of the coal generators, so not too much of an issue there. And that looks good. So next up, this project is now the priority. The hydrogen project. And then we'll tackle the ranch. The hydrogen project should be quick-ish. Yeah, they weren't picking up the coal here, so that's a result of not having coal storage. And there we go. Coal's being stored. Perfect. Alright, we're breaking down the old temp shift plates. We didn't really need to break them down, but I'm going to break them down anyway. Alright, so as far as automation goes, let's fix some of these wires. So taking a look at the wires, this is the signal from the the sensor. So this is be one input, and then the other input here is going to be from. Well, that's not correct. The other input is going to be from this Atmos sensor, like that, and then all those inputs then go like this, and this is the output. So we'll fix that in a second. Then we're also going to want a Thermo Sensor here. And a Thermo Sensor with the door. So let's set this all up to 7s again. So the Thermo Sensor with the door is the ability to have an automatic Wheezewort AC. And new printable. I guess direct lit. Let me wrangle it. And what are you doing here? Wrangle you. Let's go kill off some of the older Drecklets. There we go. Yeah, I'm very worried about those water locks, like, slow evaporating. But this is getting built real nice. Let's take a look at the automation. Yes, so it's going to look something like that. Atmo. Alright, yep, that's perfect. So let's all task at 7. So another thing that I could do is to have all excess wrangled creatures dropped here. So we just have a holding spot for them. It's not a terrible thing to do. Oh, so I did have a tip. I just watched Paddy Wagon eat on the ground, which reminded me of the tip from Kyle, which is to say, Paddy Wagon doesn't actually have a table. So this is going to be a big old 9 here, because that's a huge problem. That's something I feel bad about, that he's been eating on the floor the whole time, without me even noticing. That is what I would call oof. Alright, we'll finish this off and clean it up now. Up here, yeah. Let's deliver that. And take a look at the hydro. Oh, yes, looks very, very, very good. This is just about almost done. And then what we need to do is the vent needs to go, and then the power needs to go. And then I think this is all set. Oh, and you know, it doesn't hurt to plug in there. Okay, good. Then the other thing is a sweep here. I'll put it at 6. Just so that we get this debris out of here. Especially this debris here that is not superheated. And as soon as we combine these two sections, it will become superheated. I don't want superheated salts stored in the base. So if above 1,000, that's unreachable. Let's allow for some filtered water. Well, the temperature in here now is a lot more normalized because it doesn't have the geyser input, so that's also super helpful. All right, and then the manual airlock's built. That'll keep some of the heat out. We're already pumping some of this hydrogen here. And then I'm going to have this be sweep 9. And then if not sweeping up there, let's then set this to the next project. This will be the new 7. We can break everything of this down. Alright, so that's plugged in. I think the automation wires are all laid out correctly as well, so that'll be easy. And then the only other thing is to then put Wheezeworts on some sort of mechanized airlock if we want it. Which is not that hard to do. Yeah, is this, what, dormant now? No, it's not dormant, but it's basically out of water. Alright. Oxygen looks really, really good. That's terrific. We have a lot more sweeping of the hydrogen area to do. This below -22 is what we're using before, so we'll use it again. I'm not worried about this oxygen, or there's a little bit of carbon dioxide down here as well, because we are filtering it here. So it's, as you can see, it's not going to get in these tanks. So our dupes need a little bit more time to sweep that area up. Mealwood looks good. And now we're building this pump. And this will allow us to pull from the other geyser. Most excellent. Okay, we're almost all swept up. There was literally tons of dirt to sweep. And the moving of this gas pump is almost done. If above 1,000, let's turn it off for now, just so that I can babysit it. Set all that to 7s to break down. Okay, there's some mist sweeping here. And here, as you can see, we are filtering the oxygen out from the hydrogen input. And it's not becoming overpressurized, so it's not going to fail. Alright, just a little bit more sweeping and that will be done. And then down to replace the liquid water, impluted water, with petroleum and that's going to be a bit of an experiment. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to go about that, to be honest. I have to figure that out. Okay. So we should be close to sweeping. Yeah, we're almost done. Because neither of the geysers are currently working right now, our hydrogen supply is dropping. And I have noted that. So let's take a look at the automation wires here. This one needs to get built, and that is going to be unreachable. And then another thing I wanted to do is to put in the mechanized airlock. I guess I'll put it over here because of where the automation wire goes. So let's break this down. Have a ladder here like that instead. Set this up to 7s. Also, I could very much tell I broke my steam generator cabling. I'll set that to 9 because right now these batteries are totally isolated from the grid, which is not smart. Alright, this heavy wet wire is not being deconstructed. Good. Alright, then, if we have a mechanized airlock like this, you can put planter boxes on it, and then have a, what is this made out of? Gold amalgam? That's fine. Then have a thermo sensor here, I guess is fine. Power this on, not that it requires power. Put these on 7s as well. So this here... Alright, so this Atmos sensor, if above 2,000. Okay, so now we're moving hydrogen back to the storage tanks. Alright, shine nymph eggs. I don't want a bunch of shine nymphs floating around, so I'm going to sweep those up. Over to the hydrogen. Yeah, we're all set here. So the first step, wall that off, and then break this floor here, and we'll get hydrogen from both geysers again. I set that to 9 because it's, you know, time sensitive. Oh, no! No. Okay. All right. My suspicions were right. We were going to lose it. So before, there's a huge release of... Okay, so there's already... Alright, guys. Go. Bill, damn it. You flippin' idiots. So I was worried. It did evaporate, and it has released a whole bunch of hydrogen into my base. I've walled it off for now. And this is going to cause problems in the ranch for a bit. Alright. Can you deliver the damn sandstone, you bumbling dummies? Okay, so let's go ahead and get crude oil delivered, and we're gonna do a petroleum lock here. So all this hydrogen eventually will float up top here. It will eventually collect up top. So if it pools anywhere, I'll deal with the pooling, because, you know, it's kind of pooling here, but And then, of course, we do have some oxygen that went the other way, I think. If the stupid game would stop. So, no, actually we don't. I guess that's fortunate. So no oxygen made it into the ranch, but hydrogen made it out of the ranch. Okay. All right, so let's replace this lock here. Yeah, as you can see, the I don't even know what that's for. The hydrogen is pooling in certain areas, but eventually I think it will float all the way up. You just have to be patient. Where's my oil? Oh, there we go. Alright, so now that's done. Next up, liquid petroleum. Auto bottle. And yes, this is going to make a mess. Another positive thing I could do is to not put any of this back for now, so that I can use these small swept up stuff to, oh, you dummy. You swept up the stuff next to it. Okay, so drop that petroleum. Yep, crude oil. Sweep. And then this is delivering crude oil. Yep. Alright, so the Drecos are being neglected for a bit. Alright, so now that we have crude oil there, I'm going to leave this liquid crude oil down, and I'm going to put all the rest of the crude oil back here. Just so that I can get it out of the way. And then actually leave that like this. And we'll get the petroleum drop next. Not yet. I need a... Yep, there we go. Alright, petroleum. Let's slow time down. Because I want there to be space for the leaks to go. Come on, petroleum. Jesus, guys. Alright, slow down time. Done. That's all that we need for the lock. Done. Mop up this stuff. And then put plastic floor tile down. Alright, so the remainder of this oil I'm going to leave on the ground so that I can use for the other locks. And now we have a liquid lock between us and the ranch that I think will stay. Yes, we have some hydrogen that is floating up, but eventually it will collect up top, given enough cycles. It's annoying. I wish it hadn't happened. I wish I got to this sooner, but whatever. So there is some oxygen here that I might want to try to filter out. And then the next thing is to replace the other locks. So that's going to look something like this. Alright, come on, constructors. This is set priority 9 or whatever. Could we do it? God dang it. What is your malfunctions? Yeah, it's literally set priority 9. There you go. I think it's because the Drecos just keep walking on it, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. But it's going to isolate Drecos behind the walls here. And I'm totally okay with that, because this will be a temporary fix. Okay. Got kind of tired of waiting for it. So there is definitely going to be some oxygen where we hadn't really wanted oxygen. And we'll definitely have a Dreco or two drown. Again, just a consequence of the fact that it should have probably been a better material to begin with. Alright, so let's mop this up. I'm going to set up this zone, get it ready for a new water lock. Meaning cleaning it all up first. What do we make that out of? Gold amalgam? Yeah, that's fine. Right, below negative 22. Okay. So now we have the automatic Wheezewort thing going on over there. Okay. Over here, we are going to want plastic tiles. In fact, we're going to want them up here as well. I know we're going to have a lot of starving Drecklets, so I'm trying to do this fast. And then we also have some oxygen that got in that I wish I hadn't, but it did, so we'll deal with that. Okay. Nine constructs. There's definitely some Drecos that are like drowning or whatever. Again, I don't care. We can replace them. I want to get this set up. So now, let's deliver some oil. I'm going to slow down time. And then petroleum. Done. Okay, all of the excess petroleum and oil can be put away now. So put the crude oil in here and the petroleum in here. I'm going to temporarily deconstruct this so I can clean up what's underneath. Done. Break down the walls that kept the oxygen and hydrogen separated. And then put in conveyor loaders. Back where the walls were. There is a Dreco here. I'm just gonna kill it. So I don't really know how to deal with it. Alright, conveyor loaders at a 9. The petroleum's going back to where it should be. And now we have... Alright, so let's take a look. We have a little bit of pooled oxygen here. But it might not be worth fretting about, if I'm being honest. Alright, new printables. Give me Joya Seeds. Okay, this got too hot. And I'm guessing this is going to get too hot too. So I'm going to uproot this and replace it with Wheezeworts for now. But what we'll... Oh, and then let's also get plastic ladders in here. Oh, come on. You were in the middle of uprooting it. Don't leave. Let's also get... let's get this, whatever material it is, up. Alright, so copy the settings here and paste and paste. Hydrogen should be back up to 19.5. Oh, no, not 19.5. Okay. Well, if that's the case, let's do 500 grams. Keep that pump ripping. Up here, this is part of the reason. I'd forgotten because of our leak about this, but we'll get this fixed. Oh, you stupid leak. Yeah, as you can see, the hydrogen mostly is pooled now. I don't even know where it is. There wasn't a lot of hydrogen that got out, but it has started to pool up top. Some of it is getting caught here. So here's what I could do. Some airflow tiles. To stop it from pooling. Something like that should be fine. Alright, Weezewort. So right now all the Drekos are gonna suffocate. Oh, also, now they freed that material. Let's get it moved. Okay, Weezewort should lower the body temperature here. Alright, I do feel much better about this ranch. Now, if we take a look at the room overlay, I'm not sure why my Drekos are all... Here, I'm going to wrangle them. I'm not sure why they're all down there and not free moving up top. I don't think they should be trapped. But we did kill some things. So let's start to incubate eggs again. We don't need stone hatches, so forget that. But the other two we'll need. We had a little bit of a culling. They should be able to walk down here. I just want to see them do it, because I don't know why it seemed like they were getting stuck. Okay, so let's set this to 2500. So it doesn't get super hot. And then here, this will be... Okay, yep, we're set here too. So now our hydrogen should be fine. Yep, it'll be fine in the long run. Cool. That's good work. Smart battery is overheating. I don't need it. I don't need all this storage. These lead batteries should probably be changed over to some material that is not... Okay, so yeah, I'm watching a Dreklet. A Dreko, rather. Crawl from top to bottom. That's no problem at all. And then the other question is, do I care about... Let's say I do. Let's say I do. A mini gas pump here with... I'll just even build a traditional filter. If it is oxygen... I'll just... Come on. I hate when it does this. If it's oxygen, I will send it into the oxygen line. Actually, I'm not even going to do a mini pump. Let's do a full-blown pump. And then if it's hydrogen, it'll just go over here, where I'm sure we're going to need ladders. And this will be the last thing I do this episode, is just finish this off. Even though we're running a little long. So this this filter here, there's going to be oxygen and carbon dioxide in here that I don't really care about. Because if it does get eventually pumped, it will get filtered here. And then if it doesn't get pumped, it's really not that big of a deal. It is adding to the pressure, but, you know, whatever. Okay, so this is going to be unbreathable hydrogen. Oh, no, oxygen, actually. That's what this is filtering. And let's get this powered on. Yeah, they're all sort of pooling here. Which is kind of a problem because they don't rebuild their, they don't regrow their scales. No, this is going to need to be a high pressure vent. Oh, and that screwed that up. If oxygen, just put it here. Also, there's hydrogen in this line. How does there hydrogen? Oh, because we're getting backed up again? We shouldn't be backed up. There's space. I don't know. I'm not going to fret it. A little bit of hydrogen there is not going to kill me. We just had a giant hydrogen leak, so... Alright, so there is where the oxygen gets dumped. Come on. Build this high pressure vent. Alright, and it's power hungry, but eventually that should pull the oxygen out. Because hydrogen is lighter than oxygen, so it should pool up here, and the oxygen will hopefully find its way over here. I could also just break everything down and replace it with blocks, and then put it all back. Would be a super big pain, but it would work. Alright, so let's say 2,500 grams here for that geyser. And I think this one's already set to 2,500. Yeah, it's already set to 2,500. So now, both of our... some of the biggest advantages of this project is the temperature won't swing so violently in the ranch, which is good for our ranched animals. The water locks aren't at risk of... they're not at risk of melting anymore or evaporating. They're crude oil and petroleum, which is going to be more secure in the long run. Oh, look, we've got some branches to harvest. We also made sure that this gas pump here isn't going to constantly melt because of the greater area here in the Wheezeworts. And then we also tapped the water here so that our electrolyzers don't go dry, because previously they were going dry. So a lot of little needed maintenance that I'm happy that we finally got done. At this point, I can say this episode... Well, nope, we haven't quite gotten this oxygen. But yeah, at this point, I'd say this episode is concluded. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will catch you all next episode. Farewell.